Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I had a super crazy day today, but tomorrow is a special collab, so I kind of wanted to come and do it live just so I could be with you guys while I did it. So that's why we're here to do a spooky Manny for Mallory and Tara's birthday collab tomorrow. Woo. So I finally figured out something I could do, some type of a Manny plan. I'm going to use a couple dips from Revel and a dip from Double Dipped. So we're sticking to blacks and nudes. Let me pull up the live here. Come on, slow phone. Dominic like totally shattered his screen protector. Whoops. Put it in sleep mode. There we go. All messages. Okay. Play. Hey, Britt. Oh, wow. You got here quick. Yeah, you must have read my post because I saw some other people. Well, I didn't even post till late today either. But Dominic's home again, not feeling good, like with diarrhea. He's better today, though. So I ended up not even needing to have him checked out. It's the only symptom he has. No fever, no nausea, no vomiting, no stomach pain, no ear pain, no sore throat, so there's not really much they're going to do except probably tell me to give him Pepto or something to help his stomach, soothe his stomach. But then I had to go to the pharmacy. I had FedEx coming today and I have to sign for my package. So, I pretty much stalk my front windows because I've missed him a bunch of times. And, they won't come around to the back where our entrance is. They'll ring the front doorbell, which doesn't even work. And they're like, oh, nobody's home. I'm going to leave. So I had to stalk that. But anyway, I was supposed to go have labs done today, and they were supposed to call me, and they never did. So I don't know if it was a miscommunication, but I talked to him yesterday. I'm pretty sure I was clear on what the plan was. What happened to my words here? Hold on. I'm trying to find. Ah, here's the chat. Oh, you're home today with a migraine? Oh, I'm sorry, girl. That sucks. That sucks. You took the day off from work. Are you doing tomorrow's the birthday collab? I'm gonna so this is my plan. I have Dracula is back from Double Dipped. I already used it once this year, to promo it. I used this and I did red blood drips on it with a red flaky dip. But I'm gonna stamp underneath it in black on 2 nails. I don't know what I'm gonna stamp, some type of Halloween thing. And then I'll put this dip over it. And then 2 nails. Look. All right, so I'm going to use this Dracula is back with stamping underneath on my pinky. And then my thumb and ring finger are going to be black. I don't know if I'm going to put anything on my thumb, but on my ring finger, I'm going to stamp a web, maybe in black, but if I can see it, or maybe I'll use a different dark color. But then I'm going to trace over it with black gel and sprinkle some black glitter on it so it's sugared. Hopefully that will work. I've never tried it before. Then on my middle nail, it's going to be nude, and I'm going to make a spider with crystals, with gems. So I got a lot going on, but I figure if I'm going all out, let's go out for the girl's birthday, right? Hold on, my phone's going all wacky ways. Oh, you are? What are you using? I think my peel base is just about dry. I didn't even look at what crystals I have to use. I'd like an oval for the body, and I see an AB oval crystal in there. But then I want a round one for the head, so we'll have to see. I might have, I'm trying to think. I think I do have more of these crystals somewhere. Let me look real quick. Yes, it's right on top too. Right here, all different shapes. And then I have some smaller Aurora Borealis round crystals, so I could use one of those for the head if I need to. These are like butterflies. I don't know if there's anything in there I'll be able to use, but we'll figure it out. So I think the first thing to do is let's do our stamping on the index and pinky. Now I have some images. I think I'm gonna see these images down over here at the bottom. They're kind of like almost like scenery, and you could stamp in the middle of it if you wanted, I might do something like that on one now. Oh, I have houses here too. Maybe we'll use this web and this spider hanging from it on one. And maybe a house on the other one. Hopefully that will fit on my pinky. We'll see. All right. Just want to clean this off. Of course, I put all my stamping stuff away. Oh, I want this image anyway. I'll just do the whole plate because, oh yeah, I plan on using it anyway. Other images. There's some trees down here too. Those are kind of cool. Maybe I'll use this one. I kind of like this image. It has like a tree in it. It has a cat. It has some pumpkins. We'll see. I'll have to figure it out. All right, let me get stamping polishes. I'm not used to stamping in the beginning. Under dip. I've never done this before. Beckoning, Belladonna, and Sleepy Hollow. Red Sea Purples, and ooh. You've been doing lots of stamping lately. Really nice stamping. I like your brains, Manny. That was today, right? All right, so this is a web with a spider hanging from it, and the spider has a cross on it. Didn't pick up anything. I wonder if it's because I didn't clean. Ooh, shoot. Clean this off. I'm convinced some images, like, they just won't transfer, you know, they're just crappy etchings. Missed the spot. All right. Let's try again. Nope, nothing. I'm getting that spider at the bottom. All right, I'm not going to keep fighting it. I feel like it's the etching that's wrong. All right. Let's try one of these houses, I guess. But it has to be narrow. No, I'll do a spooky tree, I guess. So this is just going on my pinky anyway. Okay. Maybe I should put something up at the top too, but let's just leave it like that for now. I might put like a bat or something if I can find it. Whoa! Sorry, hold on. Oh my goodness. Hi. Holy crap. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. My lamp just must have got top heavy. Oh, there it goes again. Let me put something on it. All right. Well, that freaked me out. Sorry about that. I know, right? Yeah, you've been doing a good job with the stamping, I think. Maybe I shouldn't do this. I already stamped it though. See, I think this is my only image with individual plates. I'll put a ghost up at the top. Yeah, I'll put a ghost. That will work. I wasn't sure what was going to work with it, you know, but there's a ghost where the whole thing will be black, and then there's a ghost where it's just the outline. I'm going to do the one where the whole ghost is black, just because my nails are clear right now. And hopefully it will show up better under this dip. I didn't really get his head. Damn it. His eyes are there, but the top of his head wasn't. That's better. Okay. So I got a tree and a ghost. Kind of cheesy, but I'm going to put dip over it, right? Oh my God, Britt, did I tell you that Revel reached out to me? They started an affiliate program and they invited me to apply. I already got my discount codes and everything. So if you guys use my discount code, you get a 20% off, which is pretty cool. I gotta push this back. I'm running out of space. All right, now the index finger. Let's go with one of these houses. Or I could do one of these full image, please. Should I do a full image or just a single image on the index? What do you think? I got owls, witches, spiders, and then I have some full images here. Oh, I kind of like this one. It's got a tree, spider webs, which I'm going to use this one. Ghost, witches' hats, an angry tree in the middle. So we'll do a full image on the index finger. Okay. This thing has hair on it and stuff. I use it to clean Dominic's school shirts in the morning too. I got ink all over me. All right. This is a witch's hat up in the top corner, but it's only partial. I'm wondering if I should remove it. I guess we're leaving it. All right. All right, well, the stamping part is done. Actually, I am going to stamp a spider web as well, but that's going to be after we dip. It's going to go on top because that's the one I want to go over with black gel and sugar it. Hopefully it works. I know, it did take them a long time. I was super excited though that they actually messaged me, you know what I mean? So, you know what? I went back and looked at the Rossi thing, how they asked me about, sending me stuff every month to do a mani. And I responded and said, I have some friends who have a lot of years of experience and they would be interested if you're looking for more people. And I gave your name, Brandis's name, and Tara's name. And she read it and didn't respond. And then I posted a Rossi Mani, that green one I did for mental health awareness in the Rossi group. And I saw a couple girls who I know they sent product to, like they're going to do to me. So I'm like, did they change their mind or something? So I messaged her again. I'm like, hi, I still haven't received anything that you wanted me to promote for Halloween, so we'll see what happens. Maybe she's like, that pushy bitch. Forget her. Oh, I got black all over me now. Oh, well, we'll clean it up later. Okay. All right, so next, I have to look. Black on my, let's do, the thermal Dracula is back. This is that black to clearish thermal. So I'm hoping we'll be able to see. It looks gray right now. I'm hoping we'll be able to see the stamping underneath once it's warmed up, All right. So it's just going to go on these two nails. I know, right? I was wondering if the base was going to do anything to the stamping. I mean, this has been on here long enough, but we'll see about the index finger. Please work. Unless it's like a whitish color and not clear, then it might not work. This did not come out good. I only got like dip at certain spots. I don't know. That's really weird. Okay. Oh no, it's the stamping underneath. There's dip everywhere. That just got me confused. I'm so stupid sometimes. Do you still have a migraine, Britt, or is it better? Hi, Mallory. Oh, it's this Saturday. Hi, Brandis. Hi, Tara. Hi, Dominic. So I'm doing my mani for the collab tomorrow, you guys. But I was using Dracula is Back here from Double Dipped, and I stamped underneath the nails. But I don't know if it's gonna come clear or not. It just kind of looks weird. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep following through with it. At least on these two nails, we're gonna use Dracula is Back. Maybe it's a whitish gray. Ooh, it did start to run a little too. I'm still gonna go over it. It's not too noticeable. But maybe it's not clear. How are you, ladies? There's definitely spots I can see clear, but like on the black, it's white. But like on my natural nail, it looks clear. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm going to try to do a couple things that I have never done before today with this mani. I figure my friend's birthday, I can't just, I got to try and at least, do something special. So I was originally going to make those cute little ghosts like with gel base. But I'm going the spider route. All right. Guys, I'm worried about these nails. I mean, they're not activated, right? I don't know. Sorry, that's ink. Okay, so my middle nail, I'm gonna do nude. I'm gonna use Runway from Rebel. And then on that nail, I'm gonna do a spider made out of gems, like I did last year, but not so big. I'm gonna try and make it a little smaller. And then on my thumb and ring finger, I'm going to do them black. And at least on my ring finger, I'm going to do a black web. I think I'm going to stamp it and then just trace over it like with black gel polish rather than hand paint it and perhaps not get it even or good enough or whatever. So I was thinking if I just trace over it with black gel, sprinkle it with some black glitter, and then cure it. I'm going to try that. That's my plan. So let's do the nude now. Yeah, the ink turned my brush black, but I'm just going to work with it. I was like sitting in my room with the blinds open. Like I was afraid to leave my room and the front view of my house with you can see the street because FedEx was coming and I was so paranoid I was going to miss him. And I wanted my e-liquids. But I saw him. Ooh, 3D slime nails? That sounds fun. How'd you do 3D slime? Sounds interesting. This is probably my favorite nude from Revel Runway. If these end up looking bad with the stamping underneath and like I really don't like it, I will change it after the live, just so you guys know. So if you see my post tomorrow and it's different, that's why. We'll just see how it works out. It's hard to tell. They haven't been activated or top coated, you know? And of course, it will look different whether it's warm or cold. Okay. Black and black. I got Barbara from Revel for this. I'm thinking of even stamping the spider web in like not black, but a color I can like see better. Thoughts on that? I don't think I have like a gray stamping polish though. And if I do something like white, then like I gotta make sure it's all covered. I'm just worried I won't see the black on black when I stamp it. Do you guys know anything about that? Can you see black on black when you stamp? Let's do the thumb. TV's off and how it's so quiet. It's actually really nice out. It's sunny and it's like 69. It's a nice day. So I think tonight I'm going to take a walk to Family Dollar and get some cat toys, and I wish I had like a scratching post or something, but that's something I'll have to get him in the future. But a litter box and, you know, like the main things he needs. Right now, I don't want to bring him in the house until I have a litter box, you know? Oh, and litter. Oh, a solid glow green with builder gel. Oh, glow green builder gel. Wow, Brandis, that's impressive. Those sound awesome. Yeah, so she came, the owner, well, of the cat, she came yesterday and gave me the flea medicine, and she told me his favorite kind of food that he likes to eat is chicken. She gave me a couple cans of cat food, and then I don't know. I mean, he came out to me this morning when I went out at like 6:15. Like, where's my baby? And he came running. Um, but yeah, I don't want to bring him in until we have a litter box for him. You know, because I don't want him going to the bathroom in my house. So I'm gonna ask Nick to borrow some money from him tonight to go to Family Dollar or Dollar Tree or somewhere down there and get him what he needs so we can bring him in. And then I'll probably wait until tomorrow. I originally wanted to do it today when Dominic was at school and Nick was at work. Bring him in after they leave, you know what I mean? So it's quiet, so he has some time to get used to it. The house, you know what I mean? Before they get home later on. So if everything goes according to plan and I can get the cat stuff I want to get tonight, but it sucks that I don't have the money to go do it myself because I know I'll get shit for that, you know. So, but yeah, I want to do that. If I can do it all tonight, then I'll take them in tomorrow. I can't wait. I know. Brandis, I don't know if you've been hearing this story about this cat that I've been feeding. It belongs to a neighbor on the next street over who has several cats. They're all rescues. And one of her cats is like a bully to this cat. So this cat's afraid to go to the house, you know what I mean? He's a rescue. So I've been feeding him for a couple months. And I've built up like a nice a little bit of a trust. I mean, sometimes he'll run away from me, but most times he'll come to me, you know, he leans his head down for me to pet him. He lets me pet him, you know. And like as a person who was never a cat person, I found myself like super surprised that I have like a softness for this cat. I love him. And I've been saying to Nick, I'm like, she should give him to me. I love him more and stuff like that, you know, just joking, of course. But Nick would laugh. But she actually offered him to us. Dominic said we shouldn't change his name because that's his name and we'll confuse him. Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
If you change their names on them?
They won't be confused for like a year. Depends on how old Stefan is.
Yeah, she thinks he's pretty young.
Yeah,
because he's a rescue, we don't have like an exact age.
But if he's more than a month old, you can't just change his name.
Talk nice. If he's more than a month old, you can't just change it.
What,
Is there a law against it?
You can, but like it's not gonna work well.
We'll see.
I'm still calling him Stefan. I don't care.
Yeah, Dominic says he's still gonna call him Stefan, so we'll probably have to leave that name. Tara says it won't. She's like a cat expert. She's always had cats and she has cats now. My new drill came yesterday. You guys want to see it? Patty ordered it yesterday and it came yesterday. So it's the Melody Susie S series. Right here. This is the power on, off button, forward, reverse, little clip in the back. You know what I noticed before I sent back the Savalan drill today? That it had replaceable batteries, lithium batteries. Like you could replace them, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that. But the box of the packaging, also fancy. So I only had to use it once on one nail so far. All right, next, I think what? Encapsulation, right? Let's do it. Yeah, I think this is like a nude, not a clear, you guys. This is a problem. These are coming off. I'm putting clear on it, but I'm taking them right off. I had to figure out something else to put on them. I'm just going to activate them so I can get it off a little easier. Damn it. I could throw in like an... Nah. I'm going to have to think about it, but let me, in the meantime, I'll go through and activate my other nails. Activate? No, I don't want to activate. I got to encapsulate, dummy. Guys, any suggestions for these two nails? Damn it. I didn't use anything underneath this, you know, last time. I didn't stamp underneath it, but I guess I should have remembered it was more of a nude. It wasn't like it was that long ago I used it. I think I have another one somewhere too. Maybe a Dip Queens one, but I put all my Dip Queens dips away. That I don't have those easily accessible. Plus, they were all in bags. Most of them, anyway. See if I can get this off. Oh, and it's... Well, the stamping is over... Stamping is over the peel base. Should come off. I'm going to have to file these. All right, this one's starting to come off. Throws my whole Manny plan kind of up in the air because like it was all kind of color coordinated. Any suggestions, guys? You have, Tara? I think Dominic just wants to be contrary. Ooh, this is starting to lift. All right. Trying to think, do I want to just do these nails black? I could do gray. Gray though. Not gray. I don't know. All right, let me top coat this other black now. Put some more peel base down. I just got all my dishes done, so I was like, I have time to sit and do my nails and then make dinner. Okay, I'm surprised Patty's not here. Oh, she has bronchitis, though. She thinks she does. Bless you, buddy. All right. Oh my God, yesterday's Manny, that Luxie nail, the Memento Mori Manny. Guys, I finished the Manny. I get up, I walk into the other room, I look down, and my index finger was chipped. Not only was it chipped, the tip was chipped off too, so it's actually shorter than it should be. But I didn't have time to, I mean, I'm still wearing the Manny, so. But I redid it, the nail. I had to because I hadn't even done pictures. I'm trying to think, you guys. What if instead of using black glitter to sugar the web, I do my other two nails with this purple glitter and then sugar the web with the purple glitter? Would that look weird? Probably, huh? Yeah, probably. I think I'm just going to use this purple. I love this color, and I'm drawing a blank on what else to do. I mean, I have like oranges, but of course I just hit my nail. Yeah, see, I can't do another color in my World Dips Manny right now. I just did one. I have a bunch of Halloween dips from her, though. Shit. Oh, I also have a dip from Christy. I haven't used, called Gone Batty. It's pink with black bats. Maybe I'll use this and glitters. That doesn't really have anything to do with spiders. Shit. Is Michelle here? No, not yet. How are you doing, Brandis? Keep hitting my nail. Mm. Sorry, I'm looking for some of the stuff. The drawers are all stuck. There we go. Where is that purple? Okay. Here's What's Up Witches. That's the purple shimmer. I think it might be out. No, it's not. Come on. No, I don't see it over there. Sorry, I just gotta look through all these. Where the heck is it? There's Argon. No, 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 no. Wicked Witchy? No. I have all the Halloween dips in here. Salem. Found it. Oh. Sometimes I'll literally empty out drawers because I have to find some. Oh, look what came in my Temu order. All these different colors of chromes, from like gold to like a pink to a rose gold to a copper. There's a champagne gold. There's like a lilac one. They're really pretty. And they were just a couple, maybe $3. Really good deal. All right. I don't know what I did over here. I messed it up. All right, so I guess we're doing purple and black now. This glitter is gorgeous too. It's that same shade of purple I love so much. That the shimmer is it's like the purple of that bottle holder that Brandis made. Like Brandis, you would love this shade of purple. And this one's called What's Up Witches. No, it's not. It's called Salem. I'm sorry. But this is one of the new Halloween dips that came out this year. Fran came down today and took me to the pharmacy. My license is expired. So, like, a couple of my prescriptions require ID. Nick doesn't have an ID either. So, yeah, You can see our situation is pretty dire. Anyway, whenever Nick calls his sister to ask her if she can give me a ride to CVS, they literally live around the corner from us. It would take her 10 minutes to pick me up, take me to CVS, and get back home. She'll say, yeah. I asked her on Tuesday if she could take me Tuesday to CVS. She said she couldn't. She was too busy. She works from home, too, by the way. So then I asked her if she could take me Wednesday, and she said she couldn't. She was too busy. So I'm like, okay. So Fran ended up taking me, but I mean, come on, you work at home and you don't have 10 minutes. I just don't think she likes me. I told you they never take Dominic anywhere. Ever, 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 ever. One time Dominic asked if he could sleep over, so I had to ask her. Dominic really wants to sleep over, you know, and she's like, yeah, we'll arrange it. And so like a couple weeks later they had him sleep over, but that was it. It never happened again, you know. And he's got two cousins. One is 8 and the other one's the same exact age as Dominic. They're 3 months apart. But they're always going and doing family things. You know, they have 2 vehicles and stuff. You'd think once in a while they'd invite him, who's stuck at home, you know, with parents with no vehicle. Hell no. They have never. Ooh, you placed an order to Shein? Nice, Brandis. Good for you. How'd you lose 40 pounds? Like, did you diet or how'd you do it? If you don't mind me asking. Shein has lots of cute clothes. Just don't forget they run small. Unless they change their sizing charts. It actually might look cool with purple. Purple sugared web. I would incorporate the purple more into the other parts of the mani. So maybe we will do that. All right, I'm going to encapsulate these 2 nails, the ones that haven't been. Then we can activate file and then do the nail art. Nobody said anything to me about if I stamp in black on this. Maybe I'll just stamp in purple. Okay, there we go. Well, Dominic seems to be feeling better. He's had a couple incidents in the bathroom today, but not in a while, so I think he's doing better. I asked him if he thinks he's going to be okay for school tomorrow. He said yes, so that's good. I stuck my finger on this and it pulled up all the acrylic. That was weird. It was like that wet still. Totally forgot I had a coffee over here. It's probably nice and cold now. I can't wait to see everybody's manis tomorrow. This is one collab I would never miss. I would never miss a collab from one of you guys unless I was sick and like physically couldn't do it. We're just not eating cookies anymore. Okay, Brandis, bye. Wish me luck on the mani. Here we go. I'm gonna grab the remote so I can put the TV on. My thing did get copyrighted yesterday because I had the music on. Remember, I told you I knew it would. I gotta find where my kid put the remote, though. Give me a second. He leaves it not where he's supposed to. Got it. By the way, if you guys watch independent media or news on YouTube, if you've ever heard of the Young Turks, they're a progressive news show. They're on from 6 to 8 on YouTube. They have a lot of different, it's like a whole network of different shows. But Cenk Uygur, who is the head of TYT, the Young Turks, he announced his candidacy for presidency because he feels like Joe Biden can't win. And if he can get a little bit up into the polls to make the Democrats nervous, they'll worry that Biden's going to lose and make some other Democrats get into the race. I don't know if it's going to work out that way, but hell, I'd vote for Cenk. He's got the same policy views that I have.
This isn't just any week. It's American Express member week. It's a week so good.
If you're not progressing, you're regressing. So,
Welcome to member week.
I don't know. And that's what we're supposed to do as a country, you know, move forward. Not go backwards. All right, so I must still be in music. I better get out of there. Oh my god, it ain't working. No. There we go. Closing arguments. Alright. Got my guy reporting live from my sofa.
Sherry, by extension, we also need to talk about some new things about Jody and Ruby, and we're gonna do it all in today's video.
Got my yummy strawberry custard e-liquid. So good.
Hello, Sofa Squad, and welcome back to the sofa. Sofa's back here.
Okay. This is 100, 180 grit file.
Who is our mascot official? Is actually under the covers right now and refuses to come out and be a TV dog, as I like to call him. But don't worry, he's holding it down from over there. Now, you saw the thumbnail, you clicked it. We
Definitely want to
this around
smooth that out.
Okay, so today we're going to continue our conversation about the 8 passengers case. Now, this case has been completely in the headlines recently. More and more information comes out about it. Our mouths.
He's talking
all
about
on their
that
footage
8
around.
passengers
Now, specifically
case.
what I want to do in this video is
You
talk
guys are
about
familiar with
Frankie.
that.
And now, here's the thing. I'll just go ahead and say this from the beginning. First and foremost, you know, I ain't no doctor. I ain't no lawyer. I'm none of that fancy credentialed stuff, okay? These are basically hot take, just my opinions, that type thing coming from the sofa. So just keep that in mind. You know, look into the case yourself, come to your own conclusions. Talk about it in the comment section cordially amongst one another, you know. So just know that these are just my opinions and whatnot. This is all gathered from very public information and news articles, which is how we will be reviewing these specific things here. Now, like I said in the little intro, with this one, as I was looking into this stuff that's going on recently, you know, with him and one of the burglary charges against his daughter and all this stuff, I've seen other information about, like, they were saying this about Jody and this about Ruby and whatnot. So I was like, we don't have to make a whole video on this. Oh, okay. So that being said,
Dominic needs to figure out what he wants to be for Halloween.
Follow me on the old Insta, on the old gram, as the young ones call it, I do believe. They might call it something different these days, or they might.
I told him he should be a Five Nights at Freddy's character since the movie's coming out right before Halloween. But he's already been Freddy, he's been Foxy. My nephew Anthony is being Bonnie this year.
I wanted to do this one first because it put a little tidbit out there about Jody and some other things that were going on that I was like, I haven't seen that yet. This could be all news to y'all. You might be like, Paul, this is last week, and I understand that. I'm not trying to crack the case up in here. I'm just trying to talk about it. Okay. So let's go ahead and put the first thing on the screen. And you're going to see here that it says, Ruby Frankie's husband, Kevin, says he's seen her just 4 times since they split last year. Marriage counselor Jody Hildebrandt got involved in their lives and says he was shocked by child abuse allegations. This is by Mackenzie Tatananami. I haven't said that right, for Daily Mail, published October 6, 2023. So let's move on to the first one. It says her estranged partner, Kevin, has now
Who does?
claimed he only learned of his family's whereabouts.
Do they? Why? Because they didn't pay taxes? They probably don't have to pay
No, they
taxes.
do pay taxes and shit. They were just doing something else. I forget.
Okay, now the thing that I wanted to talk about with this, a couple of things.
So are they going to pay us back?
About him saying, I didn't know about that, and you know, what abuse and all this. I've done other videos on that. We're not going to totally deep dive on that whole subject right there. However, I do have some specific thoughts on the whole thing. But you knew A, B, and C were going on when you were.
These are going to be really easy to file.
Videos, right, with this question.
Hypnotic tips always apply. Awesome.
I can understand once Jody came to your life, maybe some things did change, right? That seems to be the pattern with all.
But even these rebel colors, solids, they applied nicely too.
Questionable stuff was going on prior to her arrival. Okay, now also we'll learn in this article as well, where it doesn't sound like he was that far away, right? You would always think he had gone out of state and done all this stuff, but I mean, he stayed away for quite some time. I get very conflicted feelings about this. You know, again, I'm not these people. I don't know them. I'm not walking in their shoes. I'm just looking from afar. I don't have kids, right? So I'm not trying to sit here and sound like I'm better than thou and all this kind of stuff, right? These are just my opinions here. But some of the stuff just questionable. His decisions in this, I'm just like, I mean, how one remained this removed from the scenario to the point that, you know, all this behavior is going on. I mean, really, it's like Ruby and Jody had complete control over his family. So, you know, that's here nor there at this point. We'll get more into it here a little bit, some of the other allegations and whatnot. But also in this clip that we just read, I'm like, what? Okay, this was news to me when I read this. Now, I don't know when you're going to be seeing this. It could be over the weekend. It could be Monday. I don't know, okay? But I'm recording this on Friday. This was news to me, okay? I was like, oh, what? They were rubbing cayenne pepper and honey into his wounds? Are you sick? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, I can barely put too much black pepper on my stuff. That's a little too spicy. To then sit here and be like, they're rubbing this into his skin, cayenne pepper? You get that on your fingers and it burns, let alone a wound. So this is getting like way crazier than I thought. I'm not trying to say that I didn't think it was already super crazy. Clearly I did. But this is like, what? This is next level.
Let's try this.
Okay? So, let's go to the next clip. Now, this next clip is just reiterating some of the before information that really is not, you know, any kind of breaking news or anything. We've already heard this, but it does say that Kevin 44 heard him frequently from his
I've never done that with these files before.
Their lives and was shocked by the circumstances surrounding her arrest. Kevin was shocked, his lawyer Randy Kester told People. It was at this point that he realized how deceived he had been. Now, again, like I said, I've done videos on this where it was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea and whatnot. Maybe he didn't know that this level was going on. One would hope, because we would have tons more questions, right? If it turned out that he knew this kind of stuff was going on. So I would like to think that he did not know this was going on. Still, we definitely do have questions as to how could you remain this far removed from the scenario. And it sounds like, as we'll get to here in a minute, that other family members have lots of questions about this behavior too, which makes it more like, why would you stay gone for so long with no contact with
Yeah,
all
these are
these
really
people,
easy to
raising
file
major red
today.
flags?
Yay.
However, some of them not saying anything, others did.
Tara, I can't wait to see you on Manny tomorrow.
Some of the people, his own children, who are raising red flags, it's like, well, from the looks of it, he didn't want to hear that. So there's lots of questions surrounding his role.
So Jules is having a birthday collab, huh, Britt?
Comment sections and things like that.
What is it,
And they're
November
just like,
1st,
look,
I
how
think?
much did
A
he
Zodiac
know?
one?
What was his involvement? Or are we looking at a scenario of some of the stuff happening because of lack of involvement?
I'm a Cancer. I'm a crab.
Jody, who was divorced,
I don't want to do a
and
crab,
estranged from her
Manny.
children, claimed to specialize in litigation, but had been reprimanded by the state in 2012 for having an inappropriate relationship with a client. Now, again, we've heard this information about Jody. This is like circulated about, she's divorced, estranged from her own children. You can start to piece together the narrative of how we arrive at what she seems to like to do to victimize people. Now, that being said, again, I ain't no doctor, I ain't no lawyer.
It's black off my skin up here.
I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know her, I don't know any of that kind of stuff. But just from the sofa perspective, it's like, okay, this person has something going on where no relationship with her own family and likes to seemingly decimate other families. You know what I mean? You can see a pattern going on here. Essentially, what we call it, misery loves company. Now, we're going to move on to a much larger little clip here. I'm going to read through it because it's had a lot of stuff in it that I was like, oh, whoa. So here we go. So it says, a year later, following a trip with Jody and another counselor, Ruby told Kevin that his attitude was infesting the family, Kester said, and that the only way for them to save their marriage was to separate. Kevin moved out in July 2022 while continuing to attend weekly sessions with Jody. He lived in a townhouse near the family home, and a counselor from Connections stayed with him and supervised him. Their son Chad moved out with him, but Jody ordered them to separate, claiming they were enabling one another, Kester said. Jody commanded that Kevin cut off communication with most people and only talk to Ruby if she reached out first. And the year that followed, Ruby was only allowed to contact Kevin 3 or 4 times, Kester said. Social workers investigated the couple in June 2020 when concern was raised over troubling YouTube videos. But the Utah Division of Child and Family Services couldn't substantiate the abuse allegations. As Ruby traveled back and forth between Springfield and staying with Jody and Ivans, where they were later arrested, social workers and police visited several times in response to calls from a neighbor and the Frankie's estranged daughter, Sherry.
Valentina.
All right, those look good.
Born in Roma Intense, in New York City. Valentina.
All right, clean it up.
Ain't you got something?
Use my Ergo file really quick.
My sister, and I ain't seen her in years.
You know, if you ain't gonna laugh, you need to sell your funny bone.
I was married to a man I didn't know.
Much better.
Whoa. Okay, so let's revisit some parts of this right here, okay? So, number one, Kevin moved out in July 22 while continuing to attend the weekly sessions.
Just
This
get
is,
the
nothing
tip
new
up
here. She
from out of
separates
my
the family,
cuticle
continues to
area.
drain typically the man's wallet or whatever, but it's not, if it needs to be the other way and she's draining the wife's wallet, she don't discriminate in that, right? Everyone's money spends the same, as we can see with Jody. Now the next thing here is this part. He lived in a townhouse near the family home, and a counselor from Connections stayed with him and supervised him. Are you kidding me? Okay, This is so creepy. This is next level. Now, this part gets me too. Their son Chad moves out with him, but Jody orders them to separate, claiming they were enabling one another. I mean, this is where you get into this person was out to completely destroy the family unit, which is what runs all over me because it's all about this turn your pain into joy, be there for your family. And it's like you're separating and destroying families because yours seemingly doesn't want anything to do with you.
All right,
So
let's
it's almost
buff
like
real quick.
or something. I don't know. Now let's go over one more thing here. So Jody commanded that Kevin cut off communication with most people and only talked to Ruby if she reached out first. But then the next thing, and the year that followed, Ruby was only allowed, keyword, allowed to contact Kevin 3 or 4 times. Now, I am not trying to sit here and say, oh, he gets a free pass because of this. Because again, throughout this, there are certain levels of this, and I'm like, oh, whoa, hold on. There are so many red flags that should be like a no. We've heard from other victims. I can't think of his name right now, not Adam, but the other guy. We usually include him in almost everything I do here. Where he's
Just
like,
using a sponge file to do my buffing.
This isn't right. This is getting evil. At what point do you say, whoa, stop? You're living in a townhome because you've been instructed to move out. Your son can't even live with you. You're not allowed to talk to your wife. She's only contacted. This is red flag central. Now, again, on the
So
other
I'm just
side,
gonna dust
like,
them off
where
and
it's
then
like,
clean
okay,
them
there's
with a
this
brush
power dynamic.
and some
Number one, you have this
alcohol,
your YouTube business.
so there's no
Again,
filing
conflict with
residue on them
family,
when we do our
right?
nail
So it's
art.
like all this money coming from there, then that goes away. They're probably scrambling to do whatever. She joins with connections. Jody gets her claws in. You just see how it all happens. What I would have liked to have seen, and again, we haven't heard directly from Kevin. We don't know at this point. We've only heard via his lawyer and whatnot. But I'm like,
And
did
that's
he
ink.
try to, say no to this at one point? You know what I mean? It's
Some
like,
over here
at what
too,
point
yeah.
did he just like go along with this? Like, where was he at
Anymore.
in this process? Because this whole thing right here with how just, manipulative she seems to have been with the family, I'm like, whoa, dude, no, absolutely
All right,
not.
so
The heartbreaking
I
part,
have
read the part down further about the social workers investigating. They can't find anything.
different
How many
gems
cases
here.
have we seen where social workers, CPS, all this, whatever it's called?
Let me grab
it's
some
a,
nail glue too,
no,
real
don't say
quick.
anything, and then horrifying things happen. We've seen cases of children, they were all alive, at least in this one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be like, oh, so they should, not even consider them, whatever. And no, it's still just as bad, right? They were victimized 100%, but I'm just saying that, like, bad stuff comes from this when CPS and all these people, it doesn't
Sticky.
say anything happens, and it's very frustrating. So thank God that they're alive. They could have been 10 times worse. Now,
So let's see what shapes we got in
this
here.
next thing about, Jody, or I'm sorry, Ruby. going
This
back
is
to
an
school,
oval. That's
they
what
were
I want
calling
for
and whatnot,
like the
oldest daughter,
spider's
we're gonna talk
body.
about that now. That's the part that I'm like, all these people
But
are
I
seeing
don't
stuff.
have
So
a
again,
small
Kevin,
AB
I just
crystal
this, how deep
in
was he really
here.
in this? And on that
I do have some
reflection,
small
on that note,
circular
let's
ones.
segue into the next article here. Now, before we talk
Let's see
about
what's in
Sherry
here.
let's talk about who she was. And just very briefly here, you'll see on this article
I
here,
have
it
a
says the Frankie's eldest
curi-
child,
oh,
Sherry,
that
student
one's
at
pink,
BYU.
though.
She said
Okay.
in an April podcast
All right.
that she cut ties with her family in 2022 after her mother began working with Hildebrandt on Connections.
Let me
Following
see
her
what
mother's
we got
arrest,
in
she posted
this.
a picture of police officers to her Instagram story with the caption,
Hey,
"Finally,"
baby.
and a subsequent post.
Want that
she said
daddy
she was
in?
glad justice is being served. Now you can see on the screen here that post that she did on her Insta, on her gram. What do
Okay.
people call that these days, or just Instagram? I don't know. Right? I'm not trying to be cool. I'm just trying to keep up. Oh, Lord. But you see this here finally. So this lets you know where she stands, right? That's what I'm talking about. So here you have the oldest daughter.
So I'm just gonna
Justice
take
is
out one of
served,
these
I
and then like
we've
a
heard
medium
from
size,
Ruby's
I
sisters
think.
whatnot. Remember, this is like a vlog family, right?
Oops, I
Now all of a
only
sudden
need
they're coming out. Oh, we didn't believe this stuff either. We didn't like her. We don't say anything talking about Jody and her teachings and whatnot. So do with that what you will. Let's get into
Oh,
this
what you
last
doing?
article
I'm
about
live right
Kevin,
now.
the father, wanting to file charges against his oldest daughter.
I won't
You'll
tell you
see on the
still
screen
interested in
here, it says Kevin Frankie sought for charges against eldest daughter. This is by
They did
Derek
the
Fox,
bullshit mental
posted on
health thing.
October 5th. Now moving
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I never go in to see my magic girl, but it was like
For
so.
police documents obtained by them show Kevin Frankie, the estranged husband of the YouTube mother.
Rip the stress
Frankie
balls off
wanted
if
to
you get
charge
stressed
his
out.
daughter with burglary in early
Make it
September.
sticky.
Documents show a Department of
Get some
Child and
kitchen
Family Services
flashlights.
caseworker returned to Frankie's Springville home the day after Ruby and Jody Colbrandt's arrest in order to get necessary belongings for the two Frankie children taken
All
into state
right.
custody in southern Utah. Items included clothing and personal belongings. The caseworker had asked police to come
This
along
is so. This
with
is now,
keys, as they
you know,
believed
gem
Kevin
glue
Frankie may have
or
been
whatever.
wrong and that he may not be cooperative. Okay, so it's just starting off here. This is building the foundation for the story, right? You know, he wants to charge, you know, with the burglary. This is what's going on. The caseworker's gone there. We request a police officer. We're getting stuff.
I'm gonna put
there.
enough on here for both
Let's go to the
gems.
next one. This is when officers arrived at the Springville home.
That
They
should be
found
good.
The caseworker, Frankie's eldest daughter Sherry, and other family members had already entered the home. Officers told the group they were only there to keep the peace and were not going to get involved in property disputes. Officers also reportedly told them to only take what they needed and leave behind anything that did not belong to them. Now this sounds very on point.
Okay, and then the little part I'm gonna use is the head.
We're here to keep the peace, but we're
Oopsie.
not going to get into this is mine and this type of stuff. Again, kudos to the caseworker for doing their homework, have the police come, all this stuff. Let's keep going. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, right? So it says a few days later, Kevin Frankie called the Springville Police Department reporting a burglary at the home. Frankie said the door had been
All
kicked in, damaged, and several electronics, including electronic journals, were missing. He reportedly told police he believed
It's
Sherry
not that
was to blame.
big,
Now, let's
but
just
last
stop right
year's
there.
was
When I
really
first
big.
reading this is before I got to the last sentence right
So,
there. I was like
let's
this, I was
cure
like,
it.
well, yeah, of course that would be normal.
My hand
The
is
door's broken
sticky.
in, stuff's missing. You might very well think a burglary happened. If you follow true crime, if you follow any kind of stuff like that, you see a lot of times how these things go down. These houses can be turned upside down. It looks like somebody, ransacked.
You just started your Manny Tara?
But then I got to the
Well,
last
I'm sure
sentence.
it's gonna
He
be
reportedly told police
impressive.
He believed Sherry was to blame, and I was like, very interesting.
Oh my god, I have like 3 pop-offs in my
let's keep
nail
going
drill.
before
I mean, in my light.
So, second paragraph it says, I explained to Kevin that the door was breached when Springville Police Department served a warrant on the home earlier that week looking for juveniles. A Springville officer reported. I also explained to him that we conducted a keep the peace call with Sherry at the home because she needed to retrieve essential items for the children. Okay, so there's that very normal. He tells them this is what's going on, this is what happened. Remember, this whole arresting goes down. They're looking for Ruby. They're
Alright,
doing
almost
this. They
done.
kind of get into the house. The blinds are all drawn, totally sus. So, they do what they have to do, right? I mean, they just took 2 children out of Jody's home with open wounds and duct tape that now allegedly were hearing cayenne pepper
My
and
hands
honey
are
are smeared at it.
sticky.
Imagine. No wonder that man broke down in tears and called 911. God bless him. So let's go on to the last page here. Now it says Kevin, who reportedly admitted to not having been in the home for over a year, said Sherry was not allowed to go into the house. Police reached out to Sherry, who confirmed she took the electronics, but was happy to return them upon request. Police said she deprived Kevin of the items, so they wouldn't be pressing charges against her. After the call, she reportedly gave police 3 tablets, 3 cell phones, 3 cameras, a stack of written journals, and 3 passports.
Alright, we gotta paint some legs on this sucker.
Paul's right there. Now, I don't know if I read this somewhere.
What did your parents, or what did parents say would you? And then
I'm gonna put some legs on him.
You ever wonder why people didn't know what was happening? Thank you so much.
oh yeah,
Like a launch before,
yeah.
so they didn't realize it was
It wasn't like a long. I mean, it was kind of a long time.
What's Christmas
I don't want to say long time.
Have you ever seen it?
I've seen it before.
Who's your Christmas?
My bad.
The best Christmas ever.
Okay, that is balls in front of that dude.
Oh, ignore all the fine print. Honestly, it's like you're signing your life.
I knew you would say that. But I didn't say hi to you. What do you think about that?
Yes, I did.
I didn't.
I did at the door. I saw him coming up. Hi, baby.
Peace and hunger and homelessness.
I don't think that is the worst.
Drink out. I love Drake. Point take.
I'm trying to be.
My legs aren't that good here.
Josh has to fix the brakes on his car, so he's not gonna fix them. Yeah, his wife's going
With my FICO, I get easy access to credit reports. 20% monitoring. and alerts from a FICO score team.
Max
Mm.
got a perm
Other
too.
credit scores can vary as much as 100 points from your
Max
FICO
Max
score.
got a
So why
perm
not
too.
go directly to the source that 90% of top lenders
Because he
use?
told me he's
Want
getting
to
it on Thursday.
understand and
Today's
track your
Thursday,
credit
right?
health? Get your FICO
Okay.
score for free today
You
at
would skip his school on Thursday.
myfico.com
And I'll
slash
Friday
free.
comes. Where did the ball go?
somewhere in
Oh.
another article or in a comment
It's such a-
section or what. So just know this is not my original thought. Okay, this is
Haha, look at that.
When reading it, I'm like,
Yeah, he's surprised that there's two
I can
dishes
paint
left.
better than that. I'm gonna redo it.
There's 2 dishes left. Can you believe that mom only did 2 dishes?
What? You must have put 2 dishes in there.
Not
Nick goes, holy crap, the dishes.
Right? No, so
Yeah,
there's
there's
that
2
right
left.
there,
I
right?
cannot believe that.
Secondly,
I should just like keep up with them, but usually I let them pile up
Yeah, you're letting them
and then
pile
do
up.
them when like I have to do.
Because Jody was
You're
running
cluttering up
the
the whole
household.
house
Kevin
with
and
two
Ruby were.
We'll go wash them.
Ruby was running the household. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like Jody was a shot
They're your
caller.
dishes.
There's a butter knife and
Completely not related to them. Well, you already know.
Ooh, my gems moved.
Yeah, you don't only
Who
want to
knows
What the
shit
heck?
about
The whole
her?
gel
Who
moved.
knows how she was trying to manipulate
All right.
that? So the fact
That whole
that
thing
Kevin
just
has
came off,
seen
you
this
guys.
Afterwards goes back to my whole thing where I'm like, well, hold on.
Thank you.
How much of this do we know? How much of there was an involvement? Because why are you so hard pressed against Sherry, who
I wonder if I
clearly
have a bigger
shows
one than
her,
that.
You know what I mean? She's sitting here saying, hello, I'm cutting
Maybe
ties,
I'll
I'm not
use
down
a
with
different
you, so,
shape,
and all
let's
that.
say.
But here Kevin is, he doesn't want her in the house, let's get burglary charges.
I don't know
and
what.
she's
Do you think
so
it's because I didn't
livid.
put base down? Do I need to put gel base down first?
Not a line in the sand, but a line in the sand. It's like, oh, okay,
No, I don't
that's
have one
how
in there. That's the
Kevin
shape
is.
I want.
That's how deep he is in it. Whether you
I'm
wanna
just
call
gonna
it
try and
what you
reuse
want, whether you
those.
wanna
Let me
call
put
it
down some
he's
gel
down
base, I
with
guess.
their beliefs or whatever. You know, it was just like a, okay moment for me. Let's finish it off. It says police reported explaining to Kevin that criminal charges would not be filed in the case and that it would be considered a civil issue. Kevin was displeased with this answer and advised that we could be hearing from his attorney, reported the officer. Now it just goes into the next
Ugh.
section.
No, I forgot this is contaminated gel base.
There's a pre-trial hearing at Provo Juvenile Court in December where he appeared.
I gotta take
and
this
it says
off,
the
too.
hearing is scheduled a
It's got
pre-trial date for
flakies
Tuesday,
in it.
October 17th in person and a mediation
I
session
contaminated the whole
on
bottle.
October 11th. So here's the thing. So we're not going to press charges, you know, and you're going to hear from my attorney over this. I mean, again, it's like the line in the sand for me. Like, okay, so that's where he stands with things, right? I would give good money to know what's on this thing. Good
Well, immigration.
money to know. Imagine the unedited footage. You know, I don't know how they ran their YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? If somebody did their stuff for it
Okay,
and whatnot,
hopefully this
but
will make it
the
stick
stuff that we
better.
saw Ruby was willing to put out there for the public. You know, imagine
fine, I
what was
know.
going on behind closed
What's that-
doors.
what
That, I
rhyme
mean,
with
we don't know if her kids were recording stuff along the way that they didn't know about. I imagine that they probably ran that household in
What
such a
rhyme
way
with
that there was
evolution?
no privacy, though. So this makes me kind of shift
Huh?
my thought process.
Rhyme
with
Again, I was
evolution.
already not like, oh, God,
Revolution.
because I had lots of questions about this, right? Again,
I don't know.
don't know the man, haven't washed the shoes,
Revolution.
so you know there's that perspective, right? Don't know him at all, but seeing the allegations that are coming out, I guess my first thing is like, why are you wanting to press charges against your daughter who's trying to help your other children? Like, what has she done that's so bad? Unless you're more aligned with the thought processes of Ruby and Jody, you know. Now clearly he went along with them, right? He was willing to separate from the family, willing to go through all this stuff that a lot of us are just kind of like, why though? You know, what went down with that? A huge thing for me is going to be the custody battle going on right now, where that ends up landing. You know, are they going to give him custody of these children? That will be a huge telltale
Come
sign.
on,
Now,
pick
obviously,
up.
we know if we follow
There we
these
go.
cases, like I said earlier, oftentimes this is where the system fails, and they'll be like, oh, hey, you know, you can go back to this parent or whatever, and bad things happen. You know, so I'm not trying to say that it's a perfect system by any means, is what I'm getting at, nor am I trying to say that Kevin would do something intentionally harmful to the children. I'm just saying it's a broken system that, you know, yeah, it'll be interesting if the judge says, you ain't going, you know,
Try
you
again.
Ain't going, you ain't getting your kids packed, buddy. You know, that's not happening right now. That will speak volumes to me. So we'll just have to wait and see.
This thing
I'm
is so
curious to know what you
sticky.
think. Again, I speak to when I talk about some of the opinions and whatnot. And like,
Hey,
people are saying
Patty.
it's from me reading comment sections. I love reading the comment
Hey,
sections. It's like,
girl.
just kinda
How you
see what
feeling?
people are talking about and what what their opinions are. It's one reason why I love the Sofa Squad, to kind of see what everybody's, what we all talk about this stuff. So I'm curious to know from the Sofa Squad with this, does this bit of him trying to get
I let
Sherry
this
Charlotte
cure for a whole
further
minute
and
last
whatnot,
time.
where does
See
this
if it
put
works
you
this
on
time.
the Richter scale with Kevin, right? Where were you to begin with? Like what was your opinion on it? Him, the situation, his actions, his inactions to begin with, and where did this change it, if at all? So let me know in the comment section. Also, Roscoe says over here, he's like, I might be sleeping, but I want them sofas down in the comment section, please. And until we meet on those little sofas to do our little Sofa Squad thing, I'll see y'all there.
Doing my mani for tomorrow, Patty. I put a spider, but there's a lot of gel on here now. Like extra gel.
Vinny Politan, thank you so much for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments.
See if I can
This is gonna
fix
be
this.
a fascinating hour as we take a look at the Boy in the Box trial case that we are covering. And we're going to look at it in a couple of ways that we haven't done before. And I want to begin by talking about Timothy Ferritter, the
Okay,
defendant,
I did that
the
like
father
good.
on the stand. This guy has been stoic inside the courtroom. Look at the picture we're looking at there. I mean, he about 98% of the time, that's kind of how he looks. And, when you're accused of a crime and you're in a courtroom, the jury's watching, etc. Defense attorneys try to tell you not to show anything. And it's been difficult for me personally to read this guy, to understand this guy. Now, the jury in the same room with him may have a little bit of a different take. There may be little things that he's doing. I don't know. But it's been tough because you don't get to see any sort of reaction or emotion or anything from him. It's that look, the perfectly gelled hair, the suit, and just that look that he has in the courtroom. The most stoic of any defendant in recent times here on Court TV. Now, the other thing that sort of adds to all of that is that he chose and remained silent.
Okay.
Of course, you're allowed to do that. We understand that at Court TV. You understand that at home. It's part of our constitutional rights. We have the right to remain silent.
The only thing is that gel I put on there, you guys, is like all over it.
Beyond any and all reasonable doubt, every element of every crime.
I'm gonna have to
But his silence, when you
top coat around it. Hopefully it works.
Doesn't give you an indication of who this guy is.
Okay.
Who is he? Who is Timothy Ferritter? What is this guy?
Looks all
really
right.
like?
Better than the last
We
one.
know what he's like in moments on
In
the
it
video with his
goes.
son. The jury gets to see
And then we
it.
got a stamp again too.
Not great moments. The defense played other moments that they thought were more normal, but you don't get the true. What hasn't come through to me, and through his silence, I think it added to that, is that I don't have a. I feel like he's almost not humanized.
I'm gonna stamp it purple because we're gonna
and not like a real person.
and then I'll go over it with black gel.
Again, it's nothing that he has to prove. It's nothing that he's compelled to say. It's about the evidence and the facts. But at the end of the day, you're judging a man. And here you're trying to judge a man for why he did what he did. Like, we know what he did. He had this box built. We know that he yelled at his son.
You're a little
Other
tired.
things like that. But the real
No,
question
they never
for the
called
jury
me.
is
So now I'm like,
why
was there a
this was being done.
miscommunication or something?
Was it out of
But I talked to them yesterday and I know how the conversation went, so I know they were supposed to call me. I'm gonna have to call tomorrow morning. Dominic will be at school though.
So he remains silent. He's stoic in the court. But what is his body language saying in all of this? Both
All
his
right.
reactions to testimony.
I'm gonna stamp this spider web
for the jury.
right
Is there any little indicator there that tells us how this is making him feel? The slightest movement, because I haven't been able to pick that up. That's why we've got an expert coming in tonight. Also going to take a listen to his voice when he does speak.
Wait, hold on. Let me see. I think I have another one with
What does
the
that indicate? Does it indicate a place of where that's coming from? Because to me, again, that's what this case
spider
is all
web.
about.
Oh yeah, I got a big one. Oh, that's got a tree
The other
on it
part
though.
is-
Okay.
And this is real. When a jury is judging someone, do they like him? Right? And in the Johnny Depp case, great example. The jury didn't like Amber Heard, but they liked Johnny Depp. And that was really
Okay.
a result of who they were inside the courtroom. And some of the recordings, obviously, as well. But it's really who they were in the courtroom day in and day out. He hasn't exposed himself to that. So I don't know if this jury's going to like
All right.
him
I should be able to
based
trace
upon what
this.
they've seen and heard. And he hasn't, and he chose not to testify. Again, his choice, his right. But will this jury like him? And who is Timothy Bird?
Okay.
Let's see what we can figure out through the body language. Joining us tonight, Alexandria, Virginia, body language expert, New York Times bestselling author of You Can't Lie to Me. Janine Driver is with us. Janine, great to see you tonight. This is like a difficult task I have for you tonight because you're looking at a man in a courtroom who is extremely stoic. I'm not picking up on anything. And then we're going to have some recordings where you don't even get to see him.
So I'm gonna
because
try
there's
and go
some
over this. It's hard to
minor
see,
signs in
but
the
there's
video, so
purple
we'll
there. I'm
have
gonna
to
try and go over it with black
so it's a
gel,
difficult
and
task,
then
but
I'm
I
gonna
appreciate you.
sprinkle it with purple
Are you ready?
glitter and then cure it.
I'm ready. I even have notes.
So hopefully it will look like a sugared spider web.
A friend of mine, Frank Mars, says at the FBI behavioral unit, everything says something.
Okay, so we're going to begin. This is Timothy Farrader. This is the Ring video recording. We aren't going to see it, the jury did, but we'll hear his voice. And this is right after his adopted son has had a tantrum and has broken some things in his room. So after that happens, this is Tim Farrader speaking with his son. Let's listen.
All scripted up? You ripped it off the wall? Good job. I won the bet. I didn't think it'd last 3 weeks. Who are you looking for attention from? Oh, somebody, because you wouldn't do it. Oh, it's so sad. So you're mad because asked you about your tablet? About your Chromepad, your Chromebook? You've been stealing and lying and running away and calling yourself Richard. You're lucky you have anything. Give me a break. You want to get serious with me? Stand up. Stand up. You want to get serious with me? You're going down that pathway and you got kicked out of basis. You're lucky you left because you weren't going to let back. So, are you going to do it here too?
It's pretty easy to do.
You're acting like a here. This is Chuck. But you're a big tough guy. You don't let the police. You're going to lie to the police. Tell some guy you're Richard. So I'm going to talk real frank to you. This language is not used out there in front of the baby and the girls. But you're a tough guy, right? You're going to break. Right? I don't give a Let's break all this. I don't need it. Let's rip it off the wall. So let's talk tough guy, huh? Let's talk. Let's get real here. I don't need this stuff. I got stuff that I got to do in my life to pay for your food and your housing and your clothes and your sisters and your brother. That I don't need your extra that you're just asking for attention for. But you got a lot of gifts that you have that other people don't have, and you and you're mad because thinks I'm doing something. Hell yes! Because you're
Getting there.
And I don't have time to track it all because I expect you to get better. But you don't. You do the same over and over and over and over and over again.
All right, Janine, there's two parts to this, right? There's his voice in the recording, and then there's
Okay.
him sitting in the courtroom. Tell me what you saw.
All right, I think I got it all.
Her name intimidate. I don't think you need to be a
Hopefully
bodybuilder
this-
to hear that.
Hopefully the glitter sticks. Let's see.
Pitch of voice. Voice is really important. I think we'll talk about that quite a bit tonight. What I want to talk about here is early on in this particular clip, Vinny, and you at home, we see Tim look down left. Down left is either in one of two things, depends if he's right-handed or left-handed. It's either internal
Alright, it's
dialogue, he's
working.
having a conversation with himself, or it's deep emotion and he's processing that emotion. Not only in this clip, but in other clips, if you're watching this case, you're going to see Tim occasionally do this. He pulls his mouth just really subtly for a micro expression of fear. And you may not see
I might
it
have
like
to
we
go over it
traditionally see
again
fear,
just to
but
make it
really
more
big and pulled
noticeable.
back, but this subtle fear
It's hard
what's
to make
happening
out
is
what
he's
it is, I
sucking in
think.
air, I believe, in the corners of his mouth. And this is a major reliable indicator of concern, anxiety, and fear. And so he thinks he's not giving it away, but
Get out, Patty. He did. He lost his wallet with 500 bucks in it.
You again in court.
Where'd he lose it?
Do this little grimace. That
Oh my
grimace is
God,
a
I would
expression of
freak
fear at 15th of
out
a
if
second.
that
You
was
cannot
me.
see it once you know what to look for. And then in the auditory that we're hearing in the audio, that increase in tone and pitch of voice, that is actually a way to get attention, and it does not serve us well when reducing conflict with people. A hostage negotiator, Jim Kavanaugh, my hostage negotiator mentor, didn't scream and yell at David Koresh holding people hostage at Waco, Texas. He said, "Hey, David, everyone out here says you're a man
I was
of your
gonna make
word
it
and you
tonight.
can be trusted." Clearly, this guy doesn't have the skills on how to deal with conflict. I always say, do you want to be right or do you want to be effective? Clearly, in this situation, he's looking to be right, but clearly not
Okay,
effective. It was
let's brush
effective,
it
then
up.
this would have been the end of it, and there would have been no other problems with his son, right, with listening. There's a lot happening here, even though it might not seem
It's
like
hard
there
to
is.
see.
I don't know.
Those little, so when you say you see expressions of fear, so he's hearing this, do you think the fear is, oh my goodness,
See if I can go over it again.
this does not sound good, this is really bad news for me?
Hey, well, this is the deal, Vinny, and you at home. We don't know what the catalyst is. We can spot these micro expressions: happiness, sadness, fear, surprise, anger, contempt, and disgust. Quite frankly, I'm looking for contempt,
I
and I
know.
haven't seen it yet in the clip that you've shown me. But without a doubt, it's a couple things, right? It's either, boy, it doesn't sound good. It could be that. It could also be, I'm going to end up in jail. I mean, he's up for what, 40 years, Vinny? So he didn't take the plea deal. And so we don't know what's inside of his head, but for sure we can spot the fear, tiny micro expression. And when those happen, they're trying to mask them. And here's the special thing. Body language shows up to 5 seconds before thought. So we know he's scared before his brain knows he's
Of
scared.
course you do.
So there's that 5
Why do you
second
care
delay.
so much
That's why
about
it's so
the
critical
preview?
for us to decode body language, because we get
Why
a
do you
5
care so
second
much about
advantage.
the preview?
Think about the military or athletes. Does 5 seconds make a difference? Yeah,
Big
it does.
difference.
So here, there's
What
fear.
movie?
There is fear.
Okay, let's move to Tracy
The Iron
Farrar,
Claw?
because she's there as well.
I heard about the movie like
Inside
a
the
year ago
courtroom.
when
She's
they
been
went
watching
through
the
for the
trial
trailer.
gallery. She's gonna have her own trial after this.
Got the Von Erichs.
Here she is
yeah.
listening to again
Two of the guys
another
on
one
the
of these
cover
ring
was named after.
camera recordings. Let's watch.
Zac Efron plays Kevin O'Neill. They got a Jack.
Really?
Bro, I don't even care.
Not that he wasn't that kind of Jack.
Is that what you're saying? He's Jack, huh?
But you can't tell us you're a middle school boy, you want to do all these things, you want to do things, but you can't tell us because you're being dishonest.
Sorry, I know this is going slow, you guys.
Okay, well,
It's harder to see.
guess I'll just keep giving you more chances. Every day, new chance for the even though he doesn't care, he doesn't want to be nice anymore. Well, let's let do this. Oh, let's let me bring the to school because I think we've never been there. Oh, let me do everything. Okay. Oh, can't talk because he got in trouble because he got caught. It's like, yeah, right. Start owning up to what you're doing, and then try to fix the problem, like I keep telling you.
Jenny, the only thing I'm seeing a lot of eye blinks. I don't know if it was an extraordinary number of them, but what did you see?
Well, the blink rate is 3 times the normal rate that we're seeing here, which indicates a spike in stress and anxiety. And something's happening here. We're seeing dimpling of her chin. And when we see this, Elizabeth Holmes did this too. I don't know if you remember this interview. Elizabeth Holmes, who's now, I think she's in jail as well, for scamming the public on a blood test that could test multiple diseases. Elizabeth Holmes was once asked, "Tell me a secret you're
All
keeping."
right, let's see.
And she thought 9 seconds and said, "I don't have many secrets." Of course, she has the biggest secret of all, but the dimpling of the chin, we see that here. In trial on the face, the corners of the mouth are down. This is
All right, that
sadness.
looks like
The
crap.
interesting thing is, I always look at
It looked better the first time.
an accurate indicator of stress and anxiety, and we're seeing these what are called
All right, that's
Einstein
coming
lines
off.
across the forehead. This indicates she knows a lot of information about different topics. Those are popping up normally. If I want to decode those,
The first layer's already cured,
three
so
real deep Einstein lines. So right here, I have to ask someone to do that, but we have that happening at play here. What does this indicate? This
But all
indicates
my-
she is
all my
sad
sugar
and
is gone.
stressed right out of the gate here in this clip, and you can see that. And it's interesting if you look at her left eyebrow, or left hand. If you think about her
I wonder
left
if I
hand,
can
is where you
stamp
put your
on
wedding
it
ring.
again so
The
I
left
can
hand
see
is
it
your
better.
personal side.
It's gonna be really
And
hard to
here on
stamp
her
it
personal side,
exactly
she
though.
has this like crooked eyebrow a little bit. It comes up and it's angled. These are people that in her personal
gonna
life,
file
what's
it
in
off.
for me? What's the angle? So right here, when we're going back into the recording that she's hearing, this is all about her. This is all about her, not the way to handle conflict. Forget about the box itself, but how we talk to our children. You know, do you want to be right or do you want to be effective? I like to say, I did a TED talk on this, how to think like a hostage negotiator to get what you want. So paying attention to the language we're using if you want to get better results. And she, by the way, and I don't know if we have this clip, she uses such language as, "You stole, why would you steal the chocolate?" Steal.
Mm.
In law enforcement, and you may know this, Vinny, I'm sure you do, it's called minimizing language. Is we would never say, "Did you steal something?" In law enforcement, we would say, "Did you take something
So
that didn't belong to
aggravated
you?"
right
We
now.
wouldn't say, "Did you break someone?" We would say, "Did you force yourself on someone?" So here is a parent, she's not using
Give
any
me an
minimizing
ombre
language.
brush.
She's just going for the jugular. And this poor kid, man, doesn't have a chance. You know, she's doing the circle. When we hear this figure eight, the same stuff that's being said over and over and over again, that's stress and anxiety. So even in the moment of her confronting her
Just gonna
adopted
throw
son,
some glitter on
she's
it.
under that stress and out of control.
Let's take a listen. You mentioned the teenage boy. We have some of his testimony. Here he is describing the box and being in the box. He testified again. We can't show him, but we can clearly hear his voice. He's in the room testifying where his parents are.
To me, being locked in a room, it's dehumanizing. It's almost as bad as genocide. It's saddening to abuse a child that was just acting like a child. Never.
I guess I'm just gonna leave it like
doing-
that. My family's waiting for me
never
to make
thinking
dinner.
what an adult would think to do to a child.
Not what I intended, but that happens a lot with Manny's, right? If something doesn't work out after the first, second, third try, you try something else. Or you stick with it.
All right. How about his voice and Timothy Farragher's reaction?
Well, Timothy, let's start there. He opens his mouth and takes a breath in right there. That's to reduce that stress that's happening for him in that moment. He also looks away. And again, it depends on if he's right-handed or left-handed. He either goes emotional or self-talk. But I want you to notice, you just saw just a second ago.
I'm gonna use the Cosmic Gel Top Coat to cover this spider now.
These things. Is a head nod in a direction? Is that a solid indicator? For me, not so much, but nevertheless, we're putting all these indicators, especially when we don't have a lot of low-hanging fruit here to analyze Timothy. So we do see that, though, nodding yes, going along. We saw this with Roger Clemens when Roger Clemens was asked by Mike Wallace, "Hey, did you ever cheat in the game of baseball? Did you take steroids?" Because, Brian McNamee said this, and, well, this is being recanted. Retold, not recanted, to Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens is doing these subtle head nods, yes, and we see that here with Tim Farragher. Now, as for the son, boy, he is articulate. this young man, for what he's
Purple
gone
glitter,
through is
okay.
really quite extraordinary. How he's able to articulate. He's demonstrating emotional intelligence to say, you know, hey, how about have some empathy? You know, put yourself.
All right,
in
cure
my
that,
shoes
and
here.
then
I think that
when it comes out, I'll brush off the ombre now.
Impressive. And if he ever wants to take any of my training, yeah, he could have a
I'm
scholarship.
sad. This isn't what I like. Really wanted to put
This father
more
reminds me-
artwork
remember,
into it, you know.
RoboCop or whatever with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was like the cop that was
Somebody
like the robot that was, like,
barbecuing or
really,
what?
You know, like serious.
Something
Like,
smells
that's
good.
his
That's
affect.
Timothy Frank. That is.
Yeah, that's Timmy.
Daddy
We are out of
eating?
time
Is that
for
what I
tonight.
smell?
Janine Driver, appreciate you coming on. Great insight as
to
always.
see
Thanks
you.
so much.
Nice to see you, my friend.
All right, folks, when we come back, we're going to talk about a question that the jury is going to have to wrestle with, which is this level of discipline. Was it reasonable? Was it unreasonable? Plus, coming up next
Is
time.
it reasonable to discipline your child by putting them in an 8x8 box in the garage with a bed, a bucket, and a camera?
Tonight, we take a listen to the closing
No,
argument.
that's child
and
abuse.
wait for the jury's verdict.
Over the course of the time that was in Jupiter, Florida in December 2021 through January 2022.
Just gonna activate the ombre now.
By his parents, including his
Actually, we gotta go through and activate all of them, don't we? That one doesn't even have a clear coat over the glitter, but whatever.
In this case,
Civil trial that is the focus of the Netflix documentary Take Care of Maya.
Now, a misdiagnosis.
That purple is gorgeous, though, for real. It's a beautiful shade of purple.
of being child abusers.
Jen called me, Cynthia just hung herself. Is the hospital they're suing responsible for what happened?
The Take Care of Maya trial. Trial coverage weekday mornings at 8, 7 Central on Court TV.
I'm not really happy with how the gel looks on this. You can see extra gel.
I slept in an 8x8 room in the garage.
Was that room built into the garage?
It was built inside the garage.
Inside the garage?
Yes.
Who built that? Or who had it built?
Timothy hired a contractor to build it in December of 2021
Right. And how do you know that?
because I was kept in their closet and I overheard the conversation of them having to build it. The floor was concrete, but I used these little 16 by 16 inch mats of carpet to put down on the floor, so it wasn't so hard.
So this is the victim in the case describing.
Gotta
the
be
box.
careful with
And
this
is
glitter.
Really what the case is about. Yeah, there's the screaming, the abuse, but it's really, when push comes, it's about this.
All
box.
right, let's talk.
And last night we talked about the impact that the box could have on someone who suffers from RAD, this reactive attachment disorder, right? Tonight I want to talk about, well, is this an unreasonable step for a parent to take who's attempting to discipline their child? The reason I say that is because if you look at the Florida jury instruction that we expect this jury to consider in this case, it is not a crime for a parent
Gorgeous purple. I love this shade too.
to impose reasonable.
Both purples
physical
that she came out with
discipline
this
on
year,
a
the
child for
glitter
misbehavior
and
under
the
the
shimmer for
circumstances,
Halloween, are
even though
like this
physical
shade.
injury resulted
So
from the
bright, so
discipline.
beautiful.
So last night we established that this is not good for someone who suffers from this, right? So there may be some injury, and likely was injury in making his condition worse. But the question is, was it reasonable or
It's dark here, so I won't be able to get pictures
Let's have
till
a discussion.
tomorrow.
Joining us in North Carolina, reactive attachment disorder
Wow.
parent advocate and author.
The
of
sun
Reactive
hasn't gone
Attachment
down
Disorder,
yet,
The
but
Essential
it's
Guide for
getting
Parents.
dark.
Perry Williams is with us. Also joining us in Greenville, South Carolina, licensed therapist Dr. Roger Rhodes. And also joining us in Los Angeles, California, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert, witness, and columnist Dr. Carol Lieberman. And I understand this is something we might not all agree.
Oh crap.
Whether or not
Haha.
this is something the jury will
You
have
can
to
see the
consider.
spider web under
Looking
my
at this
ombre.
case.
I'm gonna have to
So,
pop that
Perry,
nail
from your
off too.
perspective, the actions taken by these parents under these circumstances, despite the fact that it may have made his Rad or his condition worse, was it reasonable?
Or I'm gonna have to file
Under
the
circumstances,
bottom
from
and fix it. Maybe I'll do that.
So having locks.
Wow, I'm
outside the door
disappointed in
and
myself.
not having a window, that's obviously
Sorry,
a fire
guys.
hazard. So that's totally over the line, and that doesn't really account for even just the fact there's also additional emotional
That's what it
and
looks like.
mental issues that can be caused by that. What I will say is that when your child is in residential treatment facilities, they absolutely contain.
Oh, you
and
gonna have
restrain kids.
hamburgers?
I've seen it. It's awful. It's very
Thank
traumatic
you,
even for someone to
Marco.
watch it, much less have it happen to you.
You can still see my spider web though on my ring finger, so I am gonna go back later and file that off and make it so it's just the ombre. I like the spider. I think the spider came out pretty cute. Besides the extra gel that's on there, but I can probably fix that with like editing, you know. So otherwise, it's cute. You guys need this glitter. This is Salem from Dipnotic Nails. Gorgeous. You can save with my code Tara 10. And then the Rebel nail colors, which are Runway and Barbara, you can save 20% at Rebel Nail with my code. Write it down. RN Tara 20 2220.
Dr. Roger Rhodes, your thoughts about the actions taken by these parents?
I can't even believe I have it memorized. Alright, guys, I'm gonna wait for these to dry and then I'm gonna go cook dinner for my family. I don't even know if I'll eat, but thank you so much for being here. I know it was a late one today, but I will be on time tomorrow, 11 a.m. Okay, so I'll see you then. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. Excited for tomorrow's collab, too. Happy early birthday, ladies.
What this really seems
Bye.
to me to be an issue of parental pride, not being able to say, I'm overwhelmed.